show respect. There's a woman having a little bit of trouble here, and that would go back up through the stairway. So finally what was happening too is when the plane hit the building and all that smoke, it created a big chimney in the building, and all the smoke was coming up through the stairway. I was convinced that we were all going to die of asphyxiation. There was absolutely no question in my mind. Anybody who had handkerchiefs, napkins, you name it, all you saw was people doing this. I squinted, walking down, and I thought for sure we're all going to asphyxiate in here. At one point I said what they're going to do is they'll start at the bottom of the stairs, they're going to start picking bodies out, and that's how they're going to clean this place out. So I'm getting a little bit nervous, and every time I reach the landing, I reach for the door handle to try and get into the building. Well, they're all locked for security purposes, so I couldn't get into the building. But one floor I got down, as soon as my foot hit the landing again, the door opened and two guys, dark pants, white shirts, the ties open, they walked into the stairway. I grabbed the handle and I walked into the floor that they just walked out of. And it was like right here with you all. It was clean, fresh air. So there I am standing there and I'm hyperventilating and I'm cleaning my eyes out. And I'm trying to clear my head and I'm thinking, okay, this is good. I've got clean, fresh air in here, gonna asphyxiate in there. So I said, I'll just sit here and kill an hour. I'm gonna wait. I'll go back upstairs. I gotta go get my overnight bag and my computer. I'm going to Toronto tonight. I'll sit here and kill an hour. Well, I say to people all the time, I'm probably the most unreligious person you're ever gonna meet in your life, but I am probably the most spiritual person you're ever gonna meet, because completely against human nature. It's against our intuition as humans to put ourselves intentionally in peril. I knew something was wrong and I had no good reason, none, to go back into those stairs. But I was drawn back against everything that was common sense and our self-survival. And I went back out to the stairs and I held the door handle and I looked over the stairs, and it wasn't looking because I couldn't see because of the smoke. I was listening for somebody to yell down below, get up, because of fire or whatever was going on. And at one point I had that handle in my hand and I looked, I said, Bob, you're about to make a life and death decision. If I let go of that handle, there is no going back. And that was clean, fresh air in there. 42nd floor, mechanical room. There was no reason for me to go down those stairs. It was against everything that we're made of. But yet my hand just let go of the handle. And at that point I said, that's it. You're committed. And you talk about, you think about, I'd get down to a floor and I'd look at, floor number 12. And all I'm thinking is, man, close doesn't count. 8, 6, 5. And all you're doing is looking at the people in front of you and you're willing them, come on, let's go. Let's move this pace a little bit more. Obviously people are going as fast as they can. They couldn't. And so when we got down to the lower level, I remember looking at one, and then the next level was the mezzanine. And I used to work for American Express, so I knew exactly where I was. But as I turned the corner, I came down, I saw a security guard standing there, waving us all down. And so I thought, geez, this is great. I just bought a floor. I'm out of here. And I got down to the stairs, and as I walked out into the, if any of you all have been into the World Trade Center, obviously prior, the catwalks they had between the buildings, these large glass walls. And I'm in no hurry. I have no panic. I have no reason to be upset whatsoever. And I must have walked about 10 feet, and I looked to my right, and I will guarantee you it's no farther away than where that drunken clam shack is right there. I saw a jet engine and part of a wing of an airplane lying on the ground. I spent 4 years in the Marine Corps. I had a jet crash, on my lap when I was in the Marine Corps. I've been around some crazy things, but it's just, you can't process that information. You can't stand at the base of that building and look at that and think, I'm looking at a jet engine at the base of the World Trade Center. This makes no sense whatsoever. And I saw people running by me, going out, and so I was watching where they went, and I got to the doors myself, and I watched them all. They'd run up the door, they'd grab the door, they'd open it, they'd look up, and then they'd run out. Well, from where I'm standing, the doors, to about where it says JB's pool tables over there was nothing. Now imagine taking this crowd and multiplying it several hundred, maybe thousands of times, because there was nothing from here to there, but from that point on, it was a wall of people. I mean, it was literally taking you all and multiplying it, 20, 30 fold. I can't even begin, that's probably not even enough. It was a sea of humanity because they had evacuated all of the surrounding buildings. So all of these people are standing there on the base of the tower, and somehow, and I do mean, 180 degrees, because from here to there was people. And somehow I saw one of the guys I was in the building with. He was tall, he had real curly hair, and I saw his head that much above this crowd. And I put a bead on him, and I worked my way into the crowd, and we spoke. And he said, have you seen David and Chris, my VP of sales and my sales engineer? I said, I haven't. He said, don't move. They're not leaving without you, which is also pretty powerful. A few minutes later, they showed up, we talked, we made sure we knew everybody was out of the building, and then we did what everybody else was doing. We turned around. Oh my God, how are they ever going to fix that? I mean, I'm thinking they're going to bring the scaffolding up from down below, or they bring it down from the top. How are they ever going to fix that? And I heard somebody in the crowd yell, oh my God, someone jumped. And I looked and I went, no, I think that's just debris falling. And at that moment, I saw a man just lean forward. And he stood right here, and there was nothing between him and 100 stories below, and he just leaned forward. And the whole time he's coming down, I'm standing there involuntarily going, pull the chute, pull the chute, pull the chute. I'm thinking it's a base jumper. I'm thinking this is, some whack. I have no idea, but I'm not thinking this is reality. And then a moment later, I saw a woman jump feet first. And she just stepped off the edge of the building, and she came down ass over tea kettle, and she had her hands flapping, and when they both hit the ground, they just turned into tomatoes. And at that moment, I turned around, and the microphone helps here, but you might notice I have a fairly loud voice. And I turned around to all these people, and I said, folks, this is not live entertainment. I will not stand here and watch people commit suicide. I'm getting out of here. And I do believe that that's what saved my life that day. Several things saved my life. There's a lot more to the story, but that's pretty much it. And I realize, I'm looking at a bunch of people here. It's fairly, I don't know how to end it. I thank everybody. I thank my family. I thank all the wounded warriors. I think everything that we've done is clearly not for nothing. Every time I see another veteran, I shake their hand and thank them. These guys do an incredible job, so we can all come out here and enjoy a day like this and do what we do, because there's someone watching our backs that don't know who we are, but they're there to protect us and watch over us. So God bless them all. Thank you.
Yeah.